Hey Warpugs, today we're going to be watching something that was requested by the Flying Rider, and this is the Pastaphysics orientation. Pastaphysics orientation. Now, this was made by somebody who, while I don't think we have seen a single thing of theirs personally, we have seen a lot that was influenced by them. This is Dr. Cimmerian. I'm an idiot. God, I can't speak English. This video is something that I have seen several times. It is the highest, well, I haven't seen it, of course, but I've seen it in the list several times, and right now it's the highest requested video on the server to be watched. So we're getting to it. This is the Pastaphysics orientation by Dr. Cimmerian. I suck so much. Anyhow, you guys know. Thank you, Flying Rider, for the request. Check the description down below for his links. And I'm going to not embarrass myself anymore. Let's go. What am I talking about? Of course I'm going to embarrass myself.
My name is Dr. Jeremiah Cimmerian. I'm a member of the SCP Foundation's Ethics Committee. Now, some of you look a little bit confused, which shows that you're not stupid. You might even be asking yourself, what does the Ethics Committee have to do with the food service staff? Well, first, I'd like to ask you how much you enjoyed the stale donuts, cold coffee, and warm soda. Yeah, probably didn't enjoy it much yesterday either.
Food service staff, I got a feeling we're going to be talking about the King of Pigs.
But every meal you've had this week has been terrible, by design.
Yes.
Some of you were recruited directly from the military, and some of you are trained civilian chefs. Others have worked in fast food for years. Treat the stale donuts as an object lesson. A good meal can make a world of difference in both mood and morale. The people you're going to be feeding are going to be working with some of the most dangerous objects in the world. So if Dr. McDoctorson is working with a potentially world-ending artifact every day, he's bound to get a bit listless. The wrong mood at the wrong time, and maybe the good doctor makes a mistake that no one ever gets to recover from.
True.
But what if instead he wakes up thinking about the pizza you're going to be serving at lunch instead? The effect a good meal has on efficiency and safety cannot be overstated.
This is actually quite true. This is actually 150% true.
But that's only half of your purpose, and it's not why I'm delivering the orientation.
Okay.
The SCP Foundation is a sort of research organization. I'm sure most of you already know that. But the world is much stranger than we let on in the recruitment drive. Some of you are even on track to receive security clearances of your own, and you've likely already learned, at least around the edges, what kind of strange and wonderful items we keep in containment.
Yeah.
What you haven't been told about yet.
Yeah, no,
are the living anomalies. We keep that to ourselves because, well, sadly, we're also a prison isn't a good selling point for hiring the best of the best, even with a six-figure salary.
This is
but
true.
To protect the world, we put people under lock and key 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And this causes problems that you will be responsible for finding the solutions to. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about one of our failures, Jacob McKenzie.
Okay.
He was originally an accountant. He was born with an anomaly that caused local seismic disturbances if he ever experienced pain. They were fairly minor, but the disturbances worsened depending on the severity of the pain. And his anomalous nature was discovered, and he was contained by the Foundation in his mid-20s.
All right.
Now, he had a number of dietary restrictions. He wasn't allowed ice cream or cold drinks for fear of a brain freeze. He wasn't allowed sharp or hard foods on the off chance that he might cut the inside of his mouth. He wasn't allowed spicy food, and the warmest he was allowed to be served was lukewarm. His favorite type of food was Mexican. At the time, the people in charge of his containment were also keeping him under the effects of a narcotic pain medication almost around the clock. Now, his nutritional requirements reflected this reality, of course, and he required...
I love SCP. I'm sitting here listening to a video about food service, and I love it when stuff is fleshed out. Even though it has no real canon, I love the fact that this stuff is just fleshed out.
Higher than average hydration due to the medications he was using, just as an example. But those in charge of his care didn't really need to enforce the rest of the dietary restrictions because at the time, the Foundation fed the same meal to every sentient object.
Okay.
It was a poorly flavored mush. It was cheap, but it could keep a human alive indefinitely. Now, Jacob experienced a period of serious depression, and he took his own life in 2004. The entirety of Site 134 was lost in the seismic event that occurred during that incident. Now, would a meal from Taco Bell, and yes, you in the back, I know that's not really Mexican food. It's fine. But would a meal from Taco Bell have solved Jacob's depression? No, of course not. But if we'd been paying attention, we might have noticed he wasn't eating as much.
Give me Gordita Crunch. I'm just saying. Gordita!
Maybe some takeout from Taco Bell would have, combined with a host of other precautions.
Now I'm thinking about Mexican food, and it's almost 3 in the morning. I'm recording this, and I'm thinking about Mexican food, and I'm hungry. Bruh. Just come on, man.
Precautions helped just a little bit. Now, you're still going to run into old school Foundation staff who treat the objects under our care as prisoners. But you need to understand they both are and aren't that.
Okay.
Because we're not jailers, we're caretakers. Most of those people have done nothing to deserve punishment or imprisonment.
That's true.
They're in containment for their and the world's safety, but
True.
we should treat them with a gentle dignity and respect. And
you're part of the ethics committee, correct?
This is when the food service staff were put under the ethics committee's purview in 2005, and it's why you've attended a number of orientations this week with the newly hired entertainment staff as well. Each of you will be in charge of a site or project's food needs, and some of you will have a staff of dozens. Others will work alone. But no matter what you do, you will need to study the objects under your care, their wants, their needs, their moods. This is all your concern, and you will not be alone. You are one of many fail-safes that we have put in place to save the life of the next Jacob McKenzie. Now, if you need more information about a person's history or preferences than the dossiers tell you, then you should contact the Intel department. They will help you. If you run into particularly stubborn researchers who you think are negatively affecting the psychological health of those under your care, you will contact the ethics committee liaison for the site of the project you are assigned to, and they will take care of them for you. There will be more meetings this week. Many of you will be receiving specialized one-on-one briefings for the object or objects that will be under your care. I'll leave you all with the food service staff's motto. Be polite, be professional, but have a plan to feed everybody you meet. Now, you may have...
I love the Team Fortress call out there.
I've smelled the pizza in the next room. We've got bread-free and vegan options, and hot coffee, and cold sodas. Have a nice day, everyone.
Okay.
Ahoy hoy. Just thought I'd drop in here at the end and make sure and announce my Patreon backers. If you'd really like to support the channel, head on over to patreon.com/Cimmerian and pledge at any level like everybody here on the screen already has.
Guys, all that's going to be in the description down below. Most definitely. I recommend that you go there and check that out. I absolutely love that graphic. That is great. What is that? Okay. This is one of the things I love about the SCP. There's so much to it. And I continuously draw parallels to 40K on this because the moment I think I've learned a good amount about 40K, and like the moment I think I know and can speak from a position of really, really high authority on 40K, which, to be fair to myself, I can in a lot of respects. But the moment I sit there and I start thinking that I am there, something like this comes along and shows me exactly how much I still have left to learn. Nobody can know everything. Nobody can learn it all. And this is one of those things I love about SCP. And this is the reason I enjoy watching SCP as much as, not only watching, but now, guys, if you don't know, check out Old Man Lore Stories and Theories. That's the lore channel. By the time this comes up, it's probably already the first or maybe even the second lore video I've put out for SCP. Guys, Dr. Cimmerian. If you guys have not subscribed to him, I'd recommend go checking him out. This was funny. I love the callbacks. Especially the one for Team Fortress 2. That was great. But at the same time, I'm sitting here watching an episode of SCP that is strictly designed to talk about food requirements. And I'm perfectly entertained. And you can't get that with a lot of environments. You really can't. I draw parallels to learning about 40K and corpse starch and the groks and things of that nature. Guys, if all things being considered, this was fun. This was fun. I see why you guys requested this so much. Pastaphysics. That pun was not necessary, but I've done worse. Guys, like and subscribe if you haven't already. All of Dr. Cimmerian's links are going to be in the description down below. I highly recommend you check him out. You might not have seen his channel, but you have heard of not only him, but works that he's contributed to, including SCP-001, including a lot of things done by Mr. Illustrated, the Vulcan, the Exploring series, on and on and on and on. He has been behind a lot of things here, so I highly recommend his channel to you guys, and I'm going to subscribe myself. Until next time, guys, though, if you'd like to support the channel just like he said, if you'd like to support me, I have a Patreon down below, and I'd really appreciate it. If you'd like to get yourself some drip, I have that as well. And one of these days, I'm gonna sit down and design myself a couple of things based off like the channel. But until then, I'm gonna headbutt a wall a few times. I'm gonna eat some tuna helper because I'm hungry. And I'm going to be sad I don't have Taco Bell. I'll catch you guys next time. Hit the like button, leave a comment. I'm out.